Day 5 of the Lifecycle Marketing Challenge. Today on Day 5, we will cover the category Deliver and Satisfy. Let's take a look at how far we've come. Here's the Lifecycle Marketing model in full. We've covered attracting traffic, capturing leads, nurturing our prospects, converting our sales, and now it's time to talk about delivering and satisfying. What does this mean? First and foremost, we need to deliver what was purchased ASAP. That goes without saying, and quite honestly, that is the part that everybody has pretty down pat. When somebody buys a product or service from us, we go ahead and give them the what's next. We either send them the product or let them know the what's next for the service. Then, a little bit of a two-part for this. So deliver, we all have down pat. Satisfy, follow up to ensure all is well. That's what I find business owners need to work on. Not because we don't want to or we don't mean to, we just don't put the strategy together and implement it, and at the end of the day, do it. So let's talk about what this means for your business. It really means whatever is appropriate for your style, for your audience, for what you've sold, and so forth. But here are some ideas. You can send a thank you note. So let's think about this. Somebody has gone ahead and they've made an investment with you. They've, of course, received a receipt, and they've received the product or the what's next for their service. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have a system in place so that a thank you note goes out the door very shortly after purchase is made? You can do this by sitting down and writing a thank you note, or you could consider putting something into play like send out cards, whatever it takes to get it out to actually do it. But it's a wonderful touch, and I think that people enjoy receiving thank you notes very much. Another thing you can consider doing is a phone call, personal phone call, checking in, how are things, tell us more, so on and so forth. I know every time I buy another domain from GoDaddy, very shortly after I receive a phone call asking what I think of it, how it's going, if I have any questions, so on and so forth. We also could send a survey to obtain feedback. So surveys are super handy because it gives people an opportunity to share feedback one way or the other. They either can give you some wonderful, wonderful rave review type feedback, which you may turn around and either just enjoy reading, but what I recommend you do is turn around and use it as a testimonial so that other people can get a feel for what they're about to encounter if they invest with you. It also is a great way to get constructive feedback so that you can make things better and improve, improve, improve. So sending a survey to obtain feedback is another great thing to consider doing as part of your service after the sale. Let's hop into our strategy that we're working on and get this campaign built out further. So if you're in Infusionsoft, go into your campaign that you've titled Lifecycle Marketing Challenge, February 2013. We already have attract traffic done, capture leads, nurture prospects, and convert the sale. So what I've done here is I've got a purchase, I've tagged, and I've sent a what next email so that people will go ahead and schedule their appointment, their phone call with me. I'm going to go on into that sequence, and I'm just going to build on it. So I'm going to have a tag, a confirmation email, follow up after the sale. Okay. I'm going to put a timer in here. Actually, I'm rethinking this. Can you tell I am strategizing this while I'm working on it? I am actually going to back out of this. I am going to, and if you're familiar with Infusionsoft, you see what I'm doing. I'm going to turn this into a note template. And I'm going to say call 1 is scheduled. Okay. So now, backtracking, going back into that sequence that has the welcome. Remember that welcome is asking them to schedule their first call. I am going to give them 2 days. And if they have not scheduled their call, I'm going to send them another email to schedule the call. They've also created this note template, call 1 is scheduled. When that, actually I'm going to change this to a tag. Certainly a note would work, but I have people scheduling through TimeTrade, and there is an integration that I could set up to have a tag put on the confirmation email once that appointment is made. So if I go the tag route, I can do this automatically. Alrighty, and call 1 is scheduled, so then I'm going to tag and get feedback. And here is where the good stuff comes in. So what I'm going to do is I am going to wait a couple of days after that first call is scheduled, and I am going to send an email, feedback email. Now I'm not, just to understand what I'm trying to vision here, I'm not necessarily looking for feedback on that first call. I'm looking for feedback on the process up until now, okay? So it doesn't matter if the call's taken place or not, so I can just make this a straight couple of day delay versus trying to wait until after the call has taken place. Get feedback about program thus far. Okay. I'm going to keep that really simple. That email is going to have 2 links in it. It's going to say all is well, or it's going to say could use some improvement. Satisfied, not satisfied. So those that agree to give me feedback, they're either going to click one link or the other in the email I've sent them. One's telling me they're satisfied, one's telling me they're not. If they're satisfied, I'm going to tag them as satisfied. And if they're not satisfied, I will tag them as not satisfied, and I will send note to call ASAP about issues. Then I think I'm going to tag and task to call and thank for positive feedback request testimonial permission. All right, so I'm going to put a note out here because this is deliver and satisfy. All right, let's talk through this. So people have come to me via various places. They've opted in for a free report. They've received a series of emails nurturing them, giving them the opportunity to purchase something. They have gone ahead and purchased that. They were tagged in my system. They were given a what's next. As soon as they follow those directions and take the first step in the what's next, they will be scheduled to receive an email seeking their feedback, asking if they're satisfied or not satisfied. If they are satisfied, they will be tagged as such in my system, and I will receive a task to call them and thank them for their positive feedback and ask them if I can use that feedback as a testimonial. Of course, they're just clicking a link, so while I'm on the phone, I might have to actually gather the words that they will allow me to use in future marketing. If not satisfied, they will be tagged as such. I will also receive a task, but it will say something different. It will say call ASAP, there are issues. Okay? So either way, I am going to make sure that people are satisfied ultimately with their experience. All right, so that is going to conclude deliver and satisfy for my particular strategy. Let's hop over to Gliffy and map that out. Okay. Feedback email. And we're going to kind of out of space here in, oh, look at that, whoa. Huh. There we go. Satisfied, not satisfied. And let's connect some lines here. So let's see, we are going to line this one up. And we're going to solicit feedback. And we will follow up accordingly. All right, I'm trying to get rid of this box, but I'm not going to spend any more time on that. So that's where we're at for right now. So what we've got here is the exact same thing we mapped out in Infusionsoft. People coming by way of the blog, asking for that special report, receiving the report, some nurture, making the decision to invest or not invest. If they make no decision or they say no thanks, they go into the long-term nurture. If, in fact, they want to participate in the opportunity, they receive their what's next, and then we ask them how things are going. If they're happy, super, we'll follow up accordingly. If they're not happy, not so good, but we will follow up accordingly and try to right that ship. So that's where we are. That is going to conclude day 5 of the challenge. So what you need to do now is you need to go ahead and follow the directions right under this video clip. You're going to want to map this out as it's appropriate for your marketing strategy, either in Infusionsoft or using mapping software such as Gliffy. Go ahead and upload your day 5 work either onto the Maes Consulting Facebook page or go ahead and email it to me at the email address below. You are doing great. We are over halfway through the challenge. This will conclude day 5, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.